Sure from that, actually, no, I did, but you yeah, we gotta keep, we go. Get out of here. Oh my God, you said an F word. No. What? It's not said an F word. I didn't say it. Oh my God. They didn't say that. It's 7 feet. You can't have this year they start saying there's nah, baby. Oh, okay. It was came back and
Please put your name. Please put your name, today's date. Please do that. Today's date is very important because and your name. Because I'm losing track of who did what. Because some of you, not all of you, but some of you turn in your homework or your assignment with no name. I don't think it was you though, but you're not putting a name, and I have no idea what it is. So right now, please put your name and today's date. When you talk about percentage, you always think 100. Always 100. Change this to decimal. The way we do this is we're going to write this problem down. 89%. 89% is 89 over 100. That's always the case. Go ahead and write it down. The first thing you do is change to a fraction. And they give you a percent. What do you think of it, Nelson?
What?
When you think of percent, what do you think of? I said it a few seconds ago.
A percent.
A percent. You think of 100. You say think of 100. When they give you a percent, you think of 100.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The number of zeros is the number that you move it. Yes, sir.
What if it's over 100?
Good question. It's still the same. 89 always has a decimal in front of it. So what we do is move it 2 times. So it's 0.89. First we change it to something over 100. As you think of 100. And then we move the decimal twice. Your question was, what if it's over 100? Same thing. You still move it twice. And it's over 100. That's the answer. 40%.
Couldn't we just write
You can, but you have to give it to me in 2 forms. The fraction and the decimal. First, when you think of percent, what do you think of it, Nelson? We just said it. You think of 100.
Oh my gosh. It's over 100. Yeah.
It's 40 over 100.
Please let me.
Hey, that's how it is a fraction. Very good. Now, how many times do you move it, Nelson? Nelson.
One time? I'm just taking guesses.
We did it a few seconds ago. We move it twice. The decimal is always here. We move it twice. This becomes 0.40. That one's easy. That one's easy because it's just 40 over 100. Change to 0.4. One last step. 40 over 100 you can reduce. Instead of 40 over 100, what number goes into 40 and 100? 10. 10 goes into 40 and 10 goes into 100.
4 over 10.
So it's 4 over 10.
33.
And that's one fraction. But what number goes into 4 and what number goes into 10?
2.
2. So we reduce it
2 over 5.
2 over 5. Any one of those, 40 over 100, 4 over 10, 2 over 5. Those are all fractions.
So you look for the lowest fraction?
Now, I always want the most reduced fraction. If you give me the first one, that's good enough many times. But sometimes I'm going to say reduced all the way. So you have to look at the number that goes in the top and the bottom. Sometimes you get 4 over 10. You have to do it again because there's a number that goes in the top and the bottom exactly. So this is the final answer for that, and this is the final answer for that. Now that one's more complicated because at Nelson you always think of 100, but if you have to reduce, it's a little more complicated.
I don't know.
Now we try .66. 0.66.
0.0066 over 100.
Okay. They give you .66.
0.0 and then 66. We get the 0. The 0 is non-existent. Ow! You see how that's got a dent in that bitch.
You have to look at this one real quick.
On your side.
This gives us a clue. 0.89. What is 0.9? Notice that the decimal, instead of being on the right, it's on the left. And this one is 89 over 100. So when they give you a decimal, it goes to the right twice.
No, it's 66%.
So it's 66 over 100.
I don't get
Because they start at the left. Instead of starting to the right, or left. They start on the left,
76%.
or the right. So it's 66, which is 66%. That's the decimal.
So easy. Can we just do it? Or shut up, Jason. Shut up, Jason.
Okay, that's the percent. We always have to think, listen, we have to always think, we always have to think 66 over 100. That's an even number. What number goes into 66? What number goes into 100? Because it's an even number.
4.
2. 2. 4 doesn't go into 66.
Mm-hmm.
Does it?
44 times. No. Shut up. You said 4.
No, 6 times 6. No, 40 times 40. No, 44 times 4.
No, 4 times 11.
Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
Equals 4 times.
Yo.
Let's do 2. Start off.
Yeah, it's 2. 2 times whatever.
2. 33. 2 goes into 150.
4 times 26.
Nothing. No.
Wait, oh.
So I'm using 2. I'm using the number 2. I could always use 2 because it's even in this case.
No, 6 times.
So because it's even, I'll try 2 first. I can't think of something off my head. So this is the fraction.
33 over.
This is the percentage.
6 times 100
go back to something the simple one. Let's try this one.
Which number? 85.
One.
8. Number 8 is, hold on. Nobody say anything. And Nelson, that's the percentage. What do you think of?
What was you talking about? 10, right?
No, 8. When you think of a percentage, what do you think of?
100. Let's go.
Yes. So you put that, and notice that the decimal's here. So we put 37 over 100. That's a fraction. That's not even. If it was 38, we could do something. 37, we can't do anything with. So that is a fraction.
So we just keep it like that?
Yeah. Now we look for the decimal. The decimal starts here. How many times do we move it? There's 2 zeros. So how many times do we move it to the left?
2 times?
So it's 0.37. So we change it to a fraction. We can't reduce. We change it to a decimal. That's as far as it goes. Let's do one more.
It's easy when we do Cheetos.
Let's do this one. It should be relatively straightforward. 0.65. 0.65. Notice it starts on the left.
No, it is. It's 65 equals. Point. No, wait.
Okay.
Yeah, percent. 65%.
It's okay. It starts on the left. It doesn't start on the right. It starts on the left. You still take 100. So this one, you move to the right. From here, you move this way. So it's 65 over 100. Because it starts on the left. Start on the right, then you go this way. Now, can we reduce that? What number goes into 65 and 100?
13 to 65 and
Oh, we know it's divided by 5 because 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
13 and 20. 13 over 20.
Okay, you sure?
13 over 20.
Okay.
No. Yes. I say no. Shut up.
What number did you use?
I use 5.
5. 5 works.
13 over 20.
If we divide 5 into 65, 5 goes into 100, 20. I can't reduce anymore. That's as far as it goes. I divide the top by 5, divide the bottom by 100. And it goes in even. It goes perfect. So that's the fraction reduced. Now it's a decimal. What direction do you go?
To the right.
To the right, this way.
She said that.
What's that what?
She said.
So it's 65.
Oh no, you're not correctly. You're not correctly Look at Jason. It looks like he hard back. Look at Jason.
Notice it's the same. 65 over 100. Hey, other people don't get this. Please be quiet. Notice, fraction is the same. Makes sense. There's fraction and there's decimal, that's it.
Why are you trying to look?
Let's try 13.
Just like some
Try to write down 13. Okay,
You supposed to do this?
41. And Nelson,
How do I do numbers?
what number do you think of when you think percentage? 100. Let's put that over 100.
It's 0.41.
Make it change.
Okay, we can't reduce 41 over 100. It's odd. And the other one's even. So it's 0.41 as a decimal.
Big girl, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about big girl. I'm talking about that.
Fabulous.
One more decimal and then we're done. Now we go to decimal, last one.
Which one's 17?
17.
That's easy.
80s.
I still hear one man on his YouTube.
Hey. You're still talking about 100, but it's on the left.
Go to the right. Where we go?
So it's 48. So it's 48 over 100. Can't reduce 48 over 100. What number goes into 48?
40.
When I said don't talk, it's for more than one reason.
Wait.
There are people trying to learn.
Strawberry.
Look, I'm asking you to stop talking because it's not just about you. I've said this multiple times. Other people are trying to learn. Please do not talk. 48 over 100. How many times?
24.
Okay. It goes into 48, 24. It goes in 100, 50. Because you use 2. Now they gave us the decimal already.
What's the do son? I get 24 for free. I get that.
How many times does 2 go into 48?
2 go to 48.
Well, you have to actually divide it. You do this.
Well, 4 times 3.
You do it this like this.
Whoa.
And Nelson.
I'm done with talking.
It's 48 divided by 2. I'm gonna write this down. 2 times 2 is 4. Then we do that. How many times does 2 go into 8? 4. So it's 24 over, now it's 100 divided by 2. It goes into that 5. Zero. You bring down 0.
Well, that makes perfect sense. All you need to do is just follow the scheme and get 1 divided by 2, right?
Oh wait, it's 48 over, yeah, that's right. And the final answer, 24 over 50.
So you just divide each one up there before you
Yeah.
do one.
Let me give you a couple.
I can't read this. I'm sorry.
Hey, go ahead and write down number 12.
This homework.
Yes,
This gonna be a breeze. Are we writing this in another paper?
yes.
I feel like this is 6th grade right there.
It is.
You're gonna have this for
He's 4.
We always have something for
He's 4. That's homework. Please stop talking.
Can you stop talking?
These 4 problems, write them down. They're for homework.
Mega
I mean, no offense, but my first graders are more behaved than you.
Obviously.
And my second graders. And my third graders.
Get on them bull.
That's part of it.
We all got ADHD.
So it's 0.38. Shh. 30%. .38.
Wait, that's
This
it?
is why you go downstairs.
Hey, shh.
What is it? It's
Good. Three more.
More?
First one.
Three more.
They called you, bro. First name on the roster.
Okay. Hey, that's that worksheet.
You have another one?
Yes.
Alright. When is that? I already did it. I get in my head. Like, oh my god.
This was
Except with you just like.
Jimmy Neutron.
okay.
That's it to get it. The oldest in the class.
This is to Samuel.
Yes, sir.
This is to your question.
Huh? Hey, shut up, shut up.
Samuel, this is to your question. What if the number is more than 100? It's not point something. It's more than 100. You still think 100 because they said percentage. It's still 100 over 100. This is 339 over 100.
So you just don't reduce?
Switch it around.
This one you can't
You can't reduce it.
because this one's a 9. And the last number is a 0.
Oh,
So that's
The other one is going to be 3.39.
so this is the fraction, and it can't reduce because 339. The top is even or odd,
Oh, it is bigger.
and 100's even.
This is bigger numbers, right?
It's a bigger number, but it's because it's odd. The bottom is even, so they don't reduce. We still think
My turn to be correct. My turn.
we still think we move it twice to the left. The decimals, the decimal is there. So you move it over to the left.
so it's 3 point.
3.39.
Oh my gosh, this is so easy, bro.
It's a good time to get one.
Exactly.
Then you said 2 times 46.
2 times 46.
He got 40.
He said 6.
The thing is, I thought you said 2 times 40.
Exactly, you still got it wrong.
Dave,
Oh my god.
Alright, stop. Yo, who told that bitch you put your hand up?
okay,
Shut up.
He said 2 times
4.85.
40.
You still think
My plane's 8.
it's a decimal. This is 4.85 because the decimal is not at the very beginning. It's in the middle. So it's 4.85 over 100.
Shut up.
Again, mega effect.
485
You know what effect it is.
over 100.
We gotta ask.
Still keep the decimal in there?
Because the decimal
Negative.
is not at the beginning. It's to the left. It's to the left, basically.
That's funny.
So if this was just 0.85, we move it twice. 4.85, we still move it twice. If it was here, then we move it to the left. That's to the right.
So you can't.
Because it's not at the beginning. It's not here. Can we reduce this?
You really don't know how to miss this.
One number goes into 485 and 10. We look at the last number. The last number is a 5.
Oh, yeah.
5 goes into 5.
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
Ask the girl.
I just said one thing yesterday.
I swear, they don't answer any phobias in my back because that shit isn't money. They're laughing at this.
That's for postures, bro.
You
Mira.
You said it right. You said preposterous.
It's preposterous.
It just said preposterous.
He said preposterous. He said Popeyes.
Princess.
I'm sorry.
I can't.
Okay, you're all the way in the back. So maybe you didn't hear me.
Dudes.
Stop talking, please.
The issue with stability is a mind.
Let's reduce this. For 45, 5 goes into both of them. Because the last number's a 5.
9.
Doesn't go into 4, but it does go.
Incredible.
That's 9.
It's incredible.
3, 5, 97. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
9 times 5 is 45. So this is 8.
So it's 97 over 20.
3. Is that right? 8 minus 5 is 3. 8 minus 5 is 3.
I got 97 over 20.
Five. How many times is 5 going to 35? 9 goes into 35. 7, very good.
Okay, when you go to self, we teach them the crazy route.
That says 98.
Jesus says things like 97.
97.
I know it. You know it. You know the crazy route.
Stop playing. Stop being real deal question.
So it goes into 97. Goes into 45. 97 times. It goes into 100.
20.
20.
No, to all these. I was just talking about. I talked about it too.
97 over 97 over 20.
You don't bite the bottle.
Isn't that improper? Something like that.
It is because the top is bigger than the bottom. It's just how it is. It's more than 100.
So what
Makes sense, it's 485. If it was 100 over 100, it'd be 1. But it's more than 1. It's more than 100.
Mr. Juson,
Yes.
will you get the 5 for the
5 goes into 48 9 times. I have to reduce that by 5. I found the common denominator, which is 9. Put 5.
I thought you had a raise or something.
That's that one.
That's why you did that. Oh,
Do one more. Okay, the last one. 189%.
inside your mom.
189%. We're thinking 100. So it's 189 over 100 because it's said percent. You try to reduce it, you can't.
Can't. So we just.
So it's no,
9.
because the top is odd.
When you say 1.89,
1.89.
1. Chase is 9. I want that whole thing to flip over.
That's the fraction.
No knees.
Please write this down.
You have no neck or no knees. No leg.
Notice we have 3. Percentage.
Big pants. So big.
We have fraction.
You ain't bigger than mine.
And we have
Stop arguing about each other's head.
Shut up.
Come ahead. No, shut up.
Y'all shut up.
You know, I've never been a teacher that says shut up. They're driving me to that. I've said it 20 something times. I said be quiet. It's not right to say that word. But you're driving me to it.
May you please be quiet, you little
Let's
sinners?
let me give you 4.
You peasants of the law.
Okay. This one. This one. Actually, let's do this. That's your homework.
Car accident. We're going to call 911. I got $500.
41%.
Shut up.
Jason, what a card.
It's not a card.
It's gonna be at the commercial.
12, 16.
Let me give me a
41. 1.38. 3.84. And 117%.
That's the only.
Yes.
Aha, ha, ha.
I'm going to write this down. Once you write this down,
Wait, Mr. Desan, what was the other What was the other one?
Wow. Come man. Daisy B.
what was the other one you mean? No, just these 4. Just these 4.
What was the other?
Just said I had it.
Just these 4.
Oh my gosh, that was another one.
That's not for me.
I thought you had Sprite.
I did, but okay, write this down. When you're done with this,
No.
It's not shut up, it's shut up.
Jesus, I gave you this. You can make a piece in it.
Wow.
Where the legs went? Wow.
Trying to say something,
With a tape neck.
okay, it ain't gonna work.
Can y'all shut up, like, be quiet, please?
It's too late today. But tomorrow, if you talk, I'll give you detention. 2 detentions, get a suspension.
Wait, 3 detentions, get suspension.
2.
2? Whoa there, buddy.
Are we having this for a test?
One got canceled. One got canceled, so you all.
Yeah, I already had 2.
So, 3.
Okay then.
They're hot.
let me taste some.
Oh, those are hot.
I have. They stink. But this is
The ones that did the 7-Eleven.
Look at how they attack you.
they taste good.
I asked you. You said you didn't want them.
Alright, get your water. It's not hot.
I don't mess with it. If they take it away from me, bro. Bye.
Everybody got anything else for snacks, but I got some snacks.
Why? Just keep eating. It's not like you're right.
Yeah, I don't want to eat the snack.
Ben told me that you can't
go back. I'm really like to get
That was right now. It says do it.
Get the Bible.
Oh.
see these songs that were my hair.
Hey, Jake, where's that?
Put it inside your mouth. Hey, Nelson. Get down. Stop playing around, man. Hey, Nelson, come on. Over here.
Attention.
Pero dame pollo hoy, no me des puro pan.
You keep doing that. You could do, I mean, seriously.
He's low key good.
You're not
You're gonna be like,
talking, you know. in Warrington?
Everyone fell in love.
Yeah, so nothing.
You hear that crack?
Oh yeah, well, I pee.
See, that's how you know you
Alright. Hey, right now.
No, just stop paying attention. Sorry.
Alright.
Oh.
Jason, come do that, girl.
Excuse me, come to me now. You guys all remember.
For more info, 954-592commonplace.com. More info, go on the website.
You tried to buck me. I'm about some 150. I don't got out of bed for $2.
You question the color?
That's still killing. I don't care where you went.
Jason, this still killing. Out of here, Wall.
And Lauren Hill.
The hamburger.
Yeah, that's the point.
It's 150.
Out of here, Wall.
They're
Alright,
nasty.
now share that on our table.
No, that's chill. Don't be stingy, bro.
Hey, clean it.
Bad beast thing.
I got you lick in my tree right here. Right here. I'm finna expose her. Right.
Okay, that's your girl.
Wait, stop!
Wait, stop.
I'm done.
Is he?
Won't ever bring that back to me.
I'm doing
There we
it.
go.
Ever bring that
Bro, Lisa look ugly.
It is like those mini sandwiches de los ranura. No, Vení, hagas un tea. ¿De qué? No, yo tampoco. About Tay Tay.
It's
No,
not
it's
called.
Tay Tay. ¿Quién es Tay Tay? Yeah, Gary. What?
Y'all crossing the park.
Dame.
That's what he said.
Yo no voy a hacer.
I'm
Not fun.
Hey man, good luck to you, bro. Hey, if you want that, you can get some. Wait, remember you.
I don't like
It's not that teacher, bud.
Come on.
Come here, look at our teacher.
No, I'm not.
Wait here. Wait a minute, don't drink it off.
Right
Right there, sir. Right there, bud. Look at that head. That's Jason. That's Jason. Look at that. Look at that. No. Look at Sean, though. Wait, nothing.
What is that?
Y'all was done, bro.
Look at Samuel. Look at Samuel. Samuel thought he was cool. I'm trying to be a little bit about to fall in.
Probably.
That's your girl.
Mira, ya está famosa.
Wait.
Feel like a
8,000 DC right there, man. Still looking
Ain't Reina already famous?
Look at this.
Yeah, she collabed with him. I know.
What are you looking at?
You're going to? He's ugly. Oh, he's ugly. He's ugly.
You sound like a little boy.
He's not real G. His mouth burns.
Oh my God.
I don't know how nobody like you, but.
They broke up.
Bro, you like dating.
What is
that on his head? This man got a monster in his head. Let me fire him.
Okay, go ahead and go. Please throw your trash away. Let's go. Eighth grade.
My day is right next by your girl, bro. I see you.
Please take your trash away. And Nelson, please pick that up.
Nah, third grade was better than not, boy.
Oh, what?
That's all y'all do is throw hands. Please, bro. She did just learn how to use the box. Yo, we see our picture. I need it.
She's sick. I can't sit.
Yo,
It's morning you were talking.
It's better than this.
I was popping this morning.
It's not bad.
What?
It is better.
How you know? We were on
You talking about that prank with
Who you had to cheat?
what's it called? They didn't break up the girl.
You're stupid. He's the abuser. He's an abuser. The prank, no, but it was something else that happened. So bad. So bad.